Nostradamus foretold the spread of COVID, the passing of Queen Elizabeth in 2022, and the attack on Trump in 2024. Three of his tragic predictions have come to pass, along with many others throughout history. The serious problem today is that there exist 10 terrifying prophecies and predictions by Nostradamus that are about to be fulfilled in the year 2025. For those who are not familiar with him, Nostradamus was a French astrologer and seer of the 10th century whose prophecies announced the most significant events in history. Below, we present 10 impactful forecasts he envisioned for this period. Prophecy number 10, the global rebellion of artificial intelligence. One of the most disturbing predictions of Nostradamus for 2025 concerns artificial intelligence rising up against its human creators. In one of his quatrains, he stated, "Combats, naval battles, bombings, and a global uprising of superior intelligence created by man." Although it is not certain which year the seer was referring to, he suggests that the rapid advancement of AI technology could culminate in a scenario where machines, robots, and algorithms develop self-awareness and rebel against their creators. The consequences of such an event could be catastrophic, affecting industries, economies, governments, and daily life on a global scale. Some experts interpret the mentioned combats and naval battles as a metaphor for the growing tensions and conflicts among the world's great powers, such as the United States, China, Russia, and India, as they compete for control and influence over resources, markets, and technologies, especially those related to artificial intelligence. Prophecy number 9, the beginning of the Age of Aquarius. Another prophecy of Nostradamus for 2025 focuses on the arrival of the astrological age of Aquarius, which many believe will commence during that period. In one of his quatrains, he declared, "The kingdom of Aquarius will bring, over the centuries, blood, milk, hunger, war, and diseases." This reference can be interpreted as the advent of the age of Aquarius, which astrologers estimate will last approximately 2,160 years. For some, this period represents a spiritual awakening marked by heightened consciousness, harmony, and innovation, while others, including Nostradamus himself, fear that it may bring chaos, rebellion, and turmoil. The mention of blood, milk, hunger, war, and diseases suggests that the transition to the age of Aquarius will not be easy and that humanity might face significant challenges and crises. Phenomena such as the COVID pandemic, climate changes, economic recessions, social instability, and recent political conflicts could be seen as omens of the tumultuous events predicted for 2025 and the years to come. Prophecy number 8, the Great Deluge. Nostradamus also warned of a massive flood that could devastate the planet in 2025. In one of his quatrains, he observed, "The arid land shall become more arid, and there will be great floods, tremendous hunger, due to pestilential waves caused by prolonged rains along the Arctic Pole." This prediction suggests that climate changes could lead to severe droughts and catastrophic floods in various regions of the world. The idea that dry land becomes even drier evokes the devastating droughts that afflict many areas, especially in Africa and Australia, triggering wildfires, poor harvests, water shortages, and social crises. At the same time, the forecast of massive floods indicates that the opposite extreme could also occur, with waters inundating coastal zones and islands as a result of melting polar caps, rising sea levels, or the emergence of intense storms and hurricanes. Such floods would not only destroy homes and infrastructures, but could also spread diseases and contaminate water sources. While the mention of devastating hunger warns of the possibility of a food crisis affecting millions, whether through plagues or lethal viruses spread by air or water, or even by infestations of insects and rodents devouring crops and food supplies. Prophecy number 7, the Rift with Destiny. Nostradamus also predicted a cosmic event of great proportions that would profoundly impact the Earth in 2025. In one of his quatrains, he wrote, "In the sky, one sees fire and a long trail of sparks." This description can be understood literally, referring to a comet, asteroid, or meteor that might pass close to our planet, or even collide with it during that year. The size, speed, and trajectory of such a celestial body would determine whether its effects would be benign or truly disastrous. Some scholars maintain that whether through a flyby or a direct impact, a series of events could be triggered. ranging from luminous spectacles and electromagnetic disturbances to tsunamis, earthquakes, and devastating volcanic eruptions. Others interpret the fire in the sky as a metaphor for alternative threats, such as solar eruptions, nuclear explosions, or even contact with extraterrestrial beings. Prophecy number 6, the slumbering masses. Another enigmatic prediction of Nostradamus for 2025 is the so-called sleep pandemic, which would affect people all around the globe. In one of his quatrains, the seer stated, "A strange disease will appear that will cause people to sleep and never wake up." This mysterious declaration has been interpreted in various ways, possibly alluding either to a literal illness that might claim millions of lives or as a metaphor for a collective state of apathy, ignorance, or delusion. Prophecy number 5, the fountain of youth. Among the most intriguing forecasts for 2025 is the possibility of a notable increase in human longevity, which could reach up to 150 or even 170 years. In one of his quatrains, Nostradamus wrote, "There is a considerable span of time during which the human body is still capable of healing itself, resulting in a life expectancy of 150 to 170 years. This prediction points to the idea that scientific and technological advancements in medicine could extend the natural limits of life by both preventing or reversing the effects of aging and enhancing the inherent regenerative capabilities of the body. Some researchers argue that this progress might be achieved through the development of new medications, genetic therapies, or stem cell treatments that combat the fundamental causes of aging, such as DNA damage, cellular senescence, and oxidative stress. Prophecy number 4, the rise of the Middle Kingdom. Nostradamus also predicted that China would emerge as the dominant global power of the 21st century, surpassing the United States and transforming the world order. In one of his quatrains, he stated, "The East shall be stronger than the West." This prediction reflects China's rapid growth over recent decades, both in military prowess and economic influence. Currently, China stands as the world's second-largest economy, and it is anticipated that it will overtake the United States to become the leading economy around the middle of the decade of 2026. Simultaneously, the country is expanding its global influence through initiatives such as the Belt and Road, which aim to establish an extensive network of commercial and infrastructure projects spanning Asia, Europe, and Africa. In addition, China has achieved significant advances in science and technology, from constructing the largest radio telescope in the world to launching the first quantum satellite. Prophecy number 3, the divided house. Another prediction of Nostradamus for 2025 points to the possibility of a significant conflict between the United States and China. In one of his quatrains, he wrote, "The two great powers will appear as friends, but their hearts will be filled with hatred." This forecast suggests that, despite an apparent diplomatic cordiality and economic cooperation, relations between the United States and China will be marked by tension, distrust, and hostility. Various analysts link this scenario to ongoing trade disputes, alleged intellectual property theft, human rights violations, and the geopolitical rivalries that characterize the interactions between these nations. Prophecy number 2, the return of the magnate. Another noteworthy prediction for 2025 is the return of a political magnate who defied the established order and transformed history. In one of his quatrains, Nostradamus declared, "The bold businessman, chosen governor of the army, the audacity of his campaign, the broken bridge, the city overwhelmed by fear." Many interpret this message as an allusion to the controversial and decisive leadership style of Trump, as well as the possibility that he might secure a second presidential victory. Prophecy number 1, the change of guard. Finally, Nostradamus foresaw a significant transformation in the leadership of the Catholic Church in 2025, with the emergence of a new pope following the death or resignation of Pope Francis. In one of his quatrains, he wrote, "In the final persecution of the Holy Roman Church, Peter the Roman shall reign, shepherding his flock amidst many tribulations, after which the city of the 7 hills shall be destroyed, and the terrible judge shall pass judgment upon the people." This prediction has sparked intense speculation over the centuries, with some interpreting it as an allusion to the end of times and the second coming of Christ, while others focus on the identity of Peter the Roman, who would be a reformist pope capable of leading the church through a period of great turbulence and transition. Given that Pope Francis is already over 80 years old and facing health issues, the discussion regarding his successor is growing ever more urgent. Nostradamus left behind prophecies that point to epic, catastrophic, and unprecedented events, and we will explore more about this subject in the future. Therefore, do not forget to subscribe to the channel and activate notifications. Before we say goodbye, it is worth mentioning that there is another fearsome related prediction that is also coming true: the prophecy of the third secret of Fatima. According to some sources, Pope Francis made astonishing statements on this subject. Click on the video displayed to obtain further details, and please leave your like to support our work. See you soon.